Right now, two completely contradictory realities are playing out in the Middle East. In one room, diplomats are agonizing over the exact wording of a treaty. Outside, militaries are actively dropping bombs on each other. Inside the negotiating rooms of Doha, Qatar, delegations from the United States and Iran are reportedly down to arguing over single words and sentences to finalize a historic peace deal. But in the skies over southern Iran, the peace process looks very different. U.S. forces are bombing Iranian missile launch sites, while Iran fires surface-to-air missiles at American MQ-9 Reaper drones and F-35 fighter jets. An official ceasefire has technically been in effect between these two countries since April. Every missile launch and airstrike recorded this week is a direct, documented violation of that signed agreement. This line graph tracks Brent crude oil prices, and you can see the volatile, sharp spike blowing right past the $100 a barrel threshold. The physical conflict is terrifying global markets, with the United Nations now warning that this localized fighting could trigger a systemic global food security crisis. The Strait of Hormuz is a 21-mile-wide bottleneck for global energy. Tehran demanded jurisdiction over the strait to charge tolls, laying sea mines into shipping lanes. The U.S. countered with a military blockade, forcing 108 commercial ships to turn around, freezing regional trade. Then the U.S. military took direct kinetic action. CENTCOM launched what they termed self-defense strikes, specifically destroying those Iranian mine-laying boats and coastal industrial infrastructure. Because of this naval standoff, the global supply chain is choking. Crude oil is piling up on shore, sitting idle in tankers that cannot move. These airstrikes function as high-stakes bargaining chips rather than a collapse of the peace process. The violence in the strait is being calculated to create maximum pressure at the negotiating table in Doha. President Donald Trump is maintaining a strict good deal or no deal posture. His administration is demanding that Iran completely destroy its highly enriched uranium stockpiles under the direct watch of international inspectors. Meanwhile, Iranian diplomats like Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi are aggressively pushing back, accusing the U.S. of bad faith and threatening to expand retaliatory military strikes well beyond the region's borders. This is the reality of escalating to de-escalate. Both sides know that whoever establishes physical dominance over the water in the Strait of Hormuz holds the leverage necessary to dictate the final terms of the peace treaty. While the world's attention is fixed on the naval standoff in the Gulf, the established ceasefires on the region's periphery are disintegrating. In Lebanon, the Israeli military is actively moving ground forces past the 10-kilometer demarcation boundary known as the Yellow Line. They are now engaging in direct combat with Hezbollah fighters along the banks of the Litani River. This expansion of the fighting is exacting a heavy civilian toll. Intense airstrikes are flattening residential buildings in cities like Nabatea, leaving thousands displaced and rescue workers struggling to reach the rebel. The active fighting between Israel and Hezbollah proves that a final ceasefire between Washington and Tehran will not act as a magic off-switch for the entire Middle East. Even if negotiators in Doha secure an agreement tomorrow, we have to look at the permanent reality left behind once the ink dries. This conflict has exposed a structural vulnerability in the modern world. The entire global economy relies heavily on a single, easily blockaded 21-mile strip of water to move its energy and food. A paper treaty might pause the shooting for now, but as long as the physical geography of the Strait of Hormuz exists, the global supply chain remains hostage to the region's aggressive leverage plays.